Madonna do Carmen, aiutici tu.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to the Napoli Rant. I am Raf Biz, joined by my co-host, the Vicar of Vesuvius, Rafa Rispo.
That's right, the Vicar of Vesuvius in the house and the universal champion of Napoli fans. Don't forget that, Ralphie boy. The king. The king of Napoli fans. I am.
King. That's it.
I am the king. I've been dubbed the king.
King.
I'm the
crown. The memes with the crown.
I need a crown. I got the belt right now. You gotta
get a crown. Right.
Yeah.
Like
here's the
big
belt
light
right
blue
here, thing. Here's the belt right here. But enough about that, Ralphie boy. How you doing today, buddy?
I am well, guys. Welcome to everybody in the chat. Let's get this rant on the road, man. Real good to be here today. Definitely lots of things going on. In the Napoli world this week, especially with our president, some signings. Today's show dubbed Napoli Mercato. Are we cutting it close? But before we do that, we got a couple announcements to make. We'll talk about a few headlines in the news, and then we'll go on to our main rant. Similar format from what we will be seeing in the future. But thank you for everybody for participating. It was super great. We had a great live turnout last week. Actually, the past few days. I'm sorry. Few days. Start over. Past few episodes.
The fast few episodes.
The fast few phase. We've had some great turnouts, and we are super appreciative about that. So keep it coming, man. We are certainly growing. Yeah, let me just say hi to everybody in the chat, Rafa. Before you want
say
to
hi. Yeah, no. Say hello.
Saludos, mi gente. Dom in the Bronx. What's the deal? I saw
Dominic,
those little
¿Cómo estás, Dominic? What's up, buddy?
Let's go, Pasquale. Always good to see you. Joey Carbs. What's up, Napoli Tifosi?
Joey,
man, I love carbs. I love carbs.
Yeah, I love him a little too much. I think I got to cut him out of my life.
You got to cut him down, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who else we got? Zeno in the house. What's good? Michael Simi was first in the door today. Hey,
usually first, right? He's always kind of early there. Yeah,
we love Michael, man. Welcome back, sir. Where's the bell, Ralph? You saw that? Oh, Salvador Ore.
Let me see. Let me make this into no. I'm not gonna.
No, I can't make that.
No.
Salvador Coppola. Buonasera a tutti. Buonasera a voi. Pasquale Raspa is coming summer 2025. Keep that. Keep that. 2025. Chicho. Ciao bello. Leonardo Rodriguez. New guy in the chat. No, have we seen Rodriguez before?
Have we?
Have we, Leonardo?
Have you been? I think I've seen you in here before.
Maybe. Gaetano making his appearance. Welcome, Gaetano. Good to see you. Big things coming up with Tri-State Napoli Club, guys. Get on it if you haven't already. I believe they got a meet coming up soon, and
yes,
they're
first meet.
growing.
The first meet will be at an undisclosed. We're not going to disclose the location unless you DM us. And when I say us, I mean the Tri-State Club. So that's at _Napoli Club. I believe that's the Twitter handle. Either way, you Napoli, just search it, Tri-State Napoli. Send them a DM. Either Pete or Gaetano will get back to you with the location, but obviously it'll be for the first game of the season, Verona Napoli. That'll be the first meet. And then I can tell you the second and third meet will be 2 matches in September. Or maybe there might be one in August and one in September, but those will be at La Luna, where we were, Ralph, last year for Napoli Milan.
Lots of fun. Good. Rafa, something going on? I don't think I can. All right. I'll let you fix your mic. Good day from Australia. A little work on that. What's up, Carmelo? Carmelo, what are you eating? I know it's like breakfast time there, isn't it? What are you having for breakfast? Want to know. Matt Marco. Hey. Jamronga for the Discord. Guys, we're going to talk about this Discord soon. We'll gonna wait till a few more people get in, and maybe we'll discuss it a little bit more. We got a little thing going on. It's been a lot of fun. Great reaction lately. But Rafa, thumbs up back there. Are you good? No, not good yet?
Still working on it.
I hear you, but I think it might be. I don't know if it's your mic or.
No, it's a. Yeah, I'm trying to fix the mic. Hang on, guys.
Sorry. All right, I'll keep you out if you're good. If not, we'll do it that way. Joey Carb says, "Can we pick up Berardi instead of Raspa?" Oh, boys, pissed. Losing don't sit well with him. Didn't he get into like a fight today? Like after the, I didn't see the video, but I know there is one. I think like Michele Criscizio or something like that. Shared it on his Twitter, on his Twitter rather. Didn't he get into a scuffle after the games? Like somebody says something. Ralph, whenever you're ready, thumbs up down there, okay? Let me know. Let's talk about it real quick. Daniel, what up? Are you from New York? That's like a New York thing, certainly. Josh G, buonasera. General Josh, I'm presuming from Discord. Is that you? I just want to make sure, man, because, we're going to talk about some things today. What else we got? Gaetano says, yeah, he went after the fans, or a fan at the very least, at the stadium today. I caught that, man. It's hot out there. It's a scorcher in the Northeast. I wonder how it was in Italy today. It was like 97 degrees in New York, man. I'm sure, or in the tri-state area, possibly. It was a scorcher. Definitely a scorcher. Rafa, let me know. We can go with that. Rafa, we can go with what you were, what you had. It's all good. He was chasing Raspa and tell him not to leave alone with those bums at Sassuolo. Rafa, you gave me the thumbs up here. Welcome back. Yeah. Giovanni Machino in the house, bro. What's good, bro? What's going on with the Hail Marys, brother? Talk to us, man. Are you still in Italy right now? But by the way, for those of you who don't know, Giovanni Machino, he was on a show. You can track back a little while ago to our older episodes. Giovanni Machino was the quarterback for the Milan Rhinos in the National Italian Football League, like American Football League.
He was.
Awesome dude.
He was also at Rutgers University. So
yes, coming out of Rutgers. So American
Napoli.
Boy playing football. I'm a big Napoli fan. I know most. I'm there's probably a few here today that didn't even know about this, but it's there. It exists. Giovanni's a great dude, and show some support if you're a big football fan. All right. Yes, Simi, the Discord was updated. You're good enough, Rafa. We can hear you.
All right. I'm going to keep working on it throughout. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if you can hear me, then that's fine.
I can hear you. If anybody in the chat can just tell us Ralph's level, if it's good, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Anyway, let's get on with it.
Let's get on with it. No problem.
I'm gonna really quickly before we get started. I'm gonna plug this. We have the Far From Vesuvius. Thank you to everybody who's listening. By the way, on Far From Vesuvius, we have the FFV Fantasy 2022-23. We're starting a league, guys. It's at SerieAfantasy.com. The league code is here, J6IN72C5, just as how it's marked here. And if you want me to, I will now put it in the live chat so you guys can copy and paste it and see if that works. I'll put that in right now. How's that?
Do it.
Yeah. Well, everyone says good, so that's fine. Let's see how that works.
All right.
All right.
Everybody's good.
So that's that. So let's have some fun. Join some fantasy. Let's play. I haven't created my team yet, but some of the guys at the FFV have. This is an extension to everybody and anybody who wants to join. So come on in. Let's get it.
Come on down. All right, guys, let's get this show on the road here, man. We're going to start today. We're going to rip through some of these news topics today so we can get onto the main rant, because there definitely is one topic within here that's going to be pretty emotionally charging. All right.
Yes.
But starting with the first one, City good to go. We got a report today that Sirigu did officially sign with Napoli. I believe he takes his medical tomorrow. So he can get that official stamp, but I guess we've secured a backup goalie.
Solid.
I mean,
solid, and it's a solid backup goalie. Here's the deal, man. So Sirigu was with Palermo. He started his career with Palermo, and played on loan in various places. But he really got his career going at PSG, and he won countless. I think he won like 4, French leagues, a few cups, and he was on the team that won the Euro 2020. He played one game against Wales, I believe it was. He played in that match, and he was also on the 2012 Euro 2012 final team, the team that lost to Spain 4-0. He was on the bench for that too. So Sirigu is a winner. He's old, yes, he's old. He's over the hill, I guess you could say. Let me see how old he is actually. He's 35. And everybody says that 35. Not for nothing, but Navas is also 35. And if we end up getting Navas, you got 2 veteran winning keepers that, listen, playing for Napoli, playing in the Champions League, why not? Let's do it.
How old was Ospina? Wasn't he in his mid-30s just about?
Ospina was hitting 35 as well,
Yeah, I'm sure he was like 34, 35, something like that. He was close to it.
And I know a lot of people really want, Kepa. But the thing with Kepa is, Raf, it's that Kepa is only 1 season guaranteed. Like the loan deal, if you guys would listen to Joe Fischetti, he breaks it down great. But the loan deal that is in the works for Kepa,
right,
is really simply we're paying 25% of his wages for 1 season, and he's guaranteed to go back to Chelsea because we're not taking that on. Like,
we're not going to take that on, right?
He cost them 80 mil. What's he going to say? They're going to want us to buy him for how? The reason they want Kepa to come here and play on loan is so that he can get first team experience, Champions League experience, while Chelsea have the French goalkeeper over there. I forget his name, but also for Meret to go on loan and pretty much do the same thing, where we're still paying the same amount but getting this keeper for 1 year instead. So Kepa for me, like while it was pretty sexy to think about Kepa being in our net, I just don't see the long term in it. And ADL is all about the long term. And I know these guys are a little older, so long term is out the window with 35-year-old goalkeepers. But you get 2-3 seasons, good seasons from them, and that gives us time to build, maybe Marfella or Idaziak to become our number ones. That they're young, they're good, they're homegrown. So let's see what happens.
Love it. But either way, he will be officially our second goalie. So he's good to go. Thank you. Couple recent videos lately with Dries Mertens out there, but officially I want to pronounce it Dries. I know it's Dries. Dries your eyes, just for rhyming purposes. Mertens to Rafa, can you say that for me?
Galatasaray. Mertens to Galatasaray.
Yes.
So Dries Mertens signed for Galatasaray. Apparently it's a 1-year deal worth $4 million. He gets a driver, and he gets free flights back to Belgium and Naples, because he did keep his home in Naples to go home.
Free, he's got like an easy jet.
And they offer, but here's the thing, Ralph. They offered him a management role after too, and that for me is a little like okay, so 1 year, so basically saying that he's going to play 1 year and retire. Like this is his plan, is to play 1 year and retire.
Wasn't it 1 year with a possible second if they qualify for champions?
Could be that too, but I did see that I did see that there was a clause in there saying that he could become, in the management. What's up, Gilly Bop? Gil, tell me if I sound good, man. Him and I were watching at the shop. By the way, Ralph, I shared that picture with you. I meant to ask you if you could put it on here, but I had a dope haircut, and in the background
I saw you had the rant in the background.
Oh, yeah, but we were talking about how my sound sucked last week, and I'm really worried about my sound this week. It's driving me to drink, Ralph. So I got Simply Spiked lemonade that my cousin Dan gave to me, and I'm gonna drink
Love
that
it. Holler Simply.
While I sound like shit.
You can be our official sponsor, Simply. Let us know if you're interested.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I like this Matt Marco. Yeah. And then they have Roma colors. It looks gross. I don't know, man. That
but they are not. They're also Napoli Comune colors. So let's give a little bit of respect.
True,
I know they're
red and yellow. Red and yellow.
Yeah.
That's right.
By the way, Ospina 33.
Ospina 33. I mean, he had that last video, the one, that black and white one with his kids.
Oh,
that
Ralph.
like, if you didn't cry, you hate puppies.
No.
Like, you hate kittens.
I cried my eyes out like a baby, brother.
I cried.
I didn't even. I'm sorry. I showed so I read Koulibaly's letter to the kids, and I cried while reading it. And I couldn't dare show the kids this video while I'm in the room. So I'm sure Rocco found it on TikTok or something like that and saw it. Because if I showed them the video, I would have started crying right there,
dude.
Again. So.
I was, you know what it was? I mean, I went, obviously everybody knows I went to Italy this past June, and it hurts to say go. I have a lot of family. We have a big family. So I have to say goodbye like 40 times. I mean, by the end of it, I'm numb, but it just reminded me of when I leave.
Goodbye.
The Neapolitan. Well, but besides that, it's like, you know, it's so much more difficult for me when I go to Italy because it takes a lot to get there, you know, and it's like, who knows the next time you're going to be there. We used to go every year when we were younger, but, you know, people are getting older, the money, the time, the this, the that. So saying goodbye is the hardest thing I have to do when I go to Italy. I hate it. It's necessary, and, you know, you do it, but I hate doing it. I hate experiencing it. It's the worst part, but Dre's reminded me of that, and it's one of the reasons why. And plus, I just missed the guy because I know what he was to the city. But good luck to you, Dres Martins. We wish you the best, and we hope to see you again in the city.
You know, it was very heartfelt. It was a sad video. It was. I particularly took a interest in what he said when he said, "I did not leave the way I wanted to." What does that mean? Does that mean the Scudetto? Does that mean the way he wanted to in Naples? Like what's he talking about there? You know, did not leave on his terms the way he wanted to. Maybe he did want that $4 million. Maybe he did want that playing time. You know, it could have been.
It's so weird, and I hope we get into the bottom of it one day. But I'm certain that a guy like that, who poured so much into the city, named this kid Cheeto, he didn't want it to end that way. I think no matter what his feelings were about the president or whatever, I think he wanted to go out a little bit better. So
yeah, for sure.
But either way.
Well, and also Lucas Torreira also joined that team, so he's going to be playing alongside him. So
interesting.
That's a pretty decent midfield right there. So.
I hope he does good, man. I think he has it in him. But up next, guys, speaking of transfers or possible transfers, Fabian, that train to PSG, Rafa?
Fabian, that PSG train. Oh yeah, dude, for 25 mil. Listen, now this is gonna. I guess this can spill into our rant also, but you know, we're just kind of reporting a little news here. The deal is very close to being done. Fabian is going to go. He doesn't want to play at Napoli anymore, and he's made it known. He said that he doesn't want a new contract. He wants to move on. He didn't mind playing one more year here, but if Napoli could cash in on Fabian, and listen, I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it on Twitter. Everybody is upset now with losing Fabian. And I said, you know, first of all, everybody knows what I feel about losing everybody in the same window. But you have to understand, Koulibaly and Fabian, it had to happen. Unless they were going to commit to a new contract, it had to happen. It had to happen. You cannot let a guy like Fabian go for free after 5 seasons. You can't do it. You can't do it. So the 25 mil, I'll take it. We can reinvest. And there's talk. I know that we said we'd bring it up later, but there's talk that includes Keylor Navas. You imagine Fabian for 25 mil and Keylor Navas? That's business right there. That is business.
I like it.
Say what you will about El Presidente, But that is business, man. That's business. I'm sorry. Good job. Good job.
I like this though. There's two I'm going to read out here. Fabian was a sale we were all expecting. True.
Sure.
We said he was going to be the sacrificial lamb for a long time, and
yes. But Dan, the thing with that is the sale that we were expecting. We thought that'd be first. No offers came in. Then we lost everybody else, and now Fabian is going. Again, there's time left in Mercato, but it's a move we have to. It's a move. I'll bring that up later. It's a move.
I'll read Salvatore Di Brita's comment here, and then we'll move on because I think this is the consensus. If the alternative is losing him on a free, Salvatore says, sell him now. Simple as that. He said he isn't renewing, so why waste everybody's time? Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. He doesn't want to be here. That's fine. I'm not mad at him. I'm not taking it personal. Some players just don't work out. He wants to go. Goodbye. But if we can make some money on that, let's make the money on that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if we don't, and it falls through the deal, if the deal falls through, whatever, don't be mad because guess what? We still got a pretty decent midfielder for next season. So
but
I don't mind.
What, Rafa, I have one thing to say.
Yes.
To get to you at for what you said last week. You said something about Fabian's kind of slipping, in my opinion, again, back down to being this and that. And I hope it has something to do with him not wanting to be here and nothing to do with it. Because on the pitch, he's a loss on the pitch. That's for sure. We can bring in players, and I'm not worried about that. But I also I'm very for the sale. But at the same time, I would have been fine with keeping him because I know if we kept him, we're not benching him. We're playing him. So
yes,
it's a hit on the pitch, if you ask me.
Listen, like I said, I just don't think he's a star, but I think he's a good player. But if we get 25 mil for it, so be it. I'm fine either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm fine either way. Ralph, we're gonna talk about youth players here. Not today, Matt. Not today about youth players, but
not necessarily.
I mean, with the exception of we want Gaetano. That'd be nice, but today's not going to be that.
Is Gaetano officially a youth player anymore?
No, I guess not, right? I mean, he was, right? But not.
Idaziak's not. Gaetano's not. Zerbin is not. I think there was a few more. Some of them went out on loan.
Talk to this guy. He loves talking about youth players. Yeah. Talk to Joey. You can talk to him about all day.
I'm fine with that. Let Fabian go. Bring in Gaetano. I'm fine with that. We do need one more. We need to buy a midfielder to get. Listen.
Bring in
Gattuso. If we gotta lose Fabian, yeah, right. If we gotta lose Fabian to get one of either Soboslai, Nandez, or Antonin Barak, I'm good with all three.
Right, Barak I like. Lo Celso, I'm a little I'm not sure about Lo Celso.
But I don't. Yeah, Lo Celso. I mean, he's been around. He's been on the. He has experience. That's the one thing I will say. He has Champions League experience. He's got the experience.
But he has some injury-prone issues. He has some injury-prone issues, so you got to be careful with that. Yes, Prometheus. Keep this in mind. I'm going to star this, but keep it in mind. I don't want to get into it quite yet. What's the league code I'm about to join? Rafa, if you get a chance, maybe put some codes in there.
I'll do it. I was going to do it from my name. I don't know what's going on with my stuff.
Yeah, we're having some technical issues, but I'll put it. If anything, we'll put it in the Discord tonight, if anything, or on Twitter later. So, but moving on.
And guys, also for the audio listeners, I'm sorry. I'll put it on the show notes too in the podcast. So if you guys need it, put it in the show notes. I'll throw it up in here really quick under the rant name. So you guys.
All right,
Ralph, while you move on.
Yeah, let's move on. We did a Twitter poll about a day ago. The question was, what formation do you think is going to fit this team a little bit better? It was the choice between the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-3-3. Now, I know Spalletti uses other formations at times. He's used I believe, a 3-5-2 in the past, or like a 3-4-2-1 or some along those lines. But I think his primary and his secondary has been these two formations. And out of 40 votes, thank you for the people who voted, 65% prefer the 4-2-3-1, 35% prefer the 4-3-3. Rafa, what do you make out of it?
I I'm good with either formation, honestly. But if I had to pick one, I'd go 4-2-3-1. And I'd go a 4-2-3-1 because I think if we get Raspadori, that makes the most sense. Raspadori would fit behind Osimhen, whether it's right behind him as a seconda punta or in the number 10 spot.
Mm-hmm.
A 4-3-3 doesn't really help Raspadori too much unless he's playing on the left, and we know Kvaratskhelia is going to play on the left, right? We're not going to spend 35, 40 mil on an Italian, forward for him to sit on the bench.
Nope.
So I think to start a match, it'll be a 4-2-3-1, and then we can change in the middle. We have the personnel to do it. We do, and as of now, including Raspadori, we have the personnel. So I would have voted for 4-2-3-1.
Okay. You would have rolled for the 4-2-3-1. I think with the addition of Raspadori, I would probably.
Sal brings up a great point
well.
too here, especially until Kim is acclimated to Serie A. Yes, 100%. Because the 4-3-3 requires a lot of movement from everyone. It does.
So do you think that this because during these preseason games we're seeing them line up mainly at a 4-3-3. Is this just a way to test his players and to see how they will perform using this formation?
Possibly.
Because he did answer a question once. It was actually it was kind of it was Spalletti, I believe, Rahmani and Di Lorenzo, and they had kind of like it was like a press conference, but what it really was to meet. It was a conference, but to meet to take questions from fans, and it was really soft. They had like some kids asking questions, and one of the questions was do you see yourself playing this 4-3-3? And Spalletti answered, we start with the 4-2-3-1. So I don't know. Based off of that,
do you know what I think? I think they just don't have Raspadori yet. Like
maybe
to start these in the 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Or maybe he wants to see how it goes in the 4-3-3 because he already knows that the 4-2-3-1 works for us.
Yeah. So, I mean, don't overthink formation, boys. It's it's just to ask, I guess. It's just, because listen, we've seen the 4-3-3. They didn't necessarily score a lot of goals in the preseason. So, we kind of have to ask, like, how do we line up? Not to mention it could affect how we sign players or what players we sign. So, I'm not going to dwell on it. And you're right. At the end of the day, we got to perform, but we also trying to figure out who's coming in, how we're going to start, who we're going to start. It kind of starts leading to those other questions sometimes when we think about the formations. But either way, this is the poll. This is what some people prefer, but I am curious to see what I am curious to see is how we pan out. Now, so we're about the halfway mark, guys. We want to get into our main topic, but I guess we have to address this. I'm dubbing this one, use your words wisely. Now, without getting into long, strong, elongated conversations here,
we can't.
Because we really want to talk about the Mercato. I don't want to dwell on this too much. Regarding, once again, ADL's fat little mouth. You know what I mean? His filthy little mouth. And some of the things he says. Now, this came by from what was called the Wall Street
Italia, yes.
Italia. So it was originally an economy or some type of finance economy show. It was the host and another guy named I think his name was Friedman or something like that. I don't know if he was an American who spoke like the most American Italian.
Yes,
like
he was Alan Friedman.
Right. So and he seemed to agree. What up, Francesco? I'll put you up here. He seemed to agree with some things. Now the beginning, the interview was about, or the whole show rather was about, the segment was 45 minutes long. I watched the whole thing because I was trying to get a grip on what was going on, what was said. We're really into the snippet culture, and I think we got to be careful. Now, I'm not justifying anything. Let me finish what I say before everybody go crazy. We're into the snippet culture, and I think we have to be careful. I think we need to get the whole contents of everything, and so we can come up with a better judgment, you know? The first half of the show is really about economy and Draghi and the economists and all this, you know, in Europe and trying to unite Europe and China and this and that. I'm not going to get into politics. This is not a political show. I'm not going to get into any of that. I'm just letting you know what the first half of the show was. And then the host started getting into the club. For the most part, De Laurentiis was really outspoken about the World Cup in Qatar, right? And how he wasn't happy that obviously these leagues got to stop and during the winter and so on and so forth. Again, I'm not going to get into that debate either. Now, but because it could just go so many ways. And again, we don't want to make this the main rant. But the thing is, he singled out. Oh, by the way, actually, before I get to why he said it, he was talking about the Qatar. He was talking about the condition of the league, and that was the question. That was the original question. The original question had nothing to do with AFCON or African players in general. As ADL was talking about or making his point regarding Qatar, I mean, he said some outlandish shit too with the French and the oil and PSG, whatever. I mean, you know how he blabs on. As he was giving his answer, the host kind of interrupted him, was like, yeah, what about AFCON? What about AFCON? Oh, Qatar, what about AFCON? So it was like a side subject, and he interrupted ADL in the middle of his answer, and ADL, like a dick, he fell right into the trap and just said what he said. He's like, ragazzi, ma non parliamo degli africani. Io ti amo, però blah, 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 blah. All right. That's nice. He said, I love you. He started with that. And then he goes out and says that.
You do a good ADL.
I try. I practice it sometimes, you know. And he practices. We got to do this. And he went ahead and said that, you know, he wasn't going to sign. Or if he signs, not that he won't sign African players, which the headlines alluded to, but rather if he's going to sign an African player, they have to sign some type of contract saying that they would denounce playing on their respective national teams, so on and so forth. Now, it was damaging, Daniel. I see it in here.
Okay.
But Rafa,
that's what he said.
What he said. That's kind of how it went. He alluded to South American as well. Nobody talked about that. Now I'll say one thing, Rafa, and then I'll let you go here. This has been a position of ADL in the past. He has said this before a lot. Said it with South Americans, Europeans. He does not like FIFA. He does not trust UEFA. He has a problem with sending out players, and I think it's a decent argument, but the problem is that the argument gets lost in translation, and it kind of became solely on, you know, this not signing African players, which alludes to racism and so on and so forth. And I think the AFCON, the African Federation, took a lot of shit over the past couple years, you know, unjustly, and, you know, maybe some people not taking AFCON as serious and so on and so forth. So I get why they're upset. Koulibaly had came out and said some stuff, but there's also a bunch of fans who claim it was insensitive, which is fine. I think so too. There's some people who don't think it was racist. In fact, I had a new member in our the Napoli Rant Discord, which we'll talk about shortly, who came out and he said, I'm an African-American Napoli fan, and I don't think this was racist. But he shouldn't have said it like that. And I'm kind of with that stance, Rafa.
Well,
what say you?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I say. Here's the deal, okay? I've had numerous people of either African descent or non-African descent tell me in private, one high-profile African journalist, let's say, let's just keep it there, people might know who I'm talking about, tell me that while ADL is off the cuff and eccentric, and he likes that about ADL, and Victor does too, he doesn't see what he said as racist, maybe harsh, but not racist. So let's get that out of the way right there. Now, the next avenue I'd like to take is disrespecting the AFCON.
Mm-hmm.
I had a blast watching AFCON the last time it came around, when it was Tunisia and Senegal in the final, and it was Goulam and Unas. Goulam didn't go. It was Unas versus Koulibaly in the final. That was amazing and fun, and it was wonderful. Okay? ADL is alluding to the timing of the tournaments. Guess what? That's when they schedule it. That's when it is. We need to respect that, and we need to move on from it. However, I cannot, as a person in business, I cannot blame ADL for being upset for losing literally their best 3 players to AFCON last season. Okay? I can't blame him for that. I can't blame him for wanting compensation. Now, does that mean he's going to get it? Does that mean I think they should pay the players? No, but I can't pay the team for taking the players? No, but I can't blame him for being upset by that.
Okay.
All the other tournaments, the World Cup in the winter, guess what? Everybody's stopping during the World Cup in the winter. And the AFCON, unfortunately, the leagues don't stop. As a matter of fact, the leagues continue during the whole tournament. And in some cases, and with this Koulibaly case, because they won the whole thing, we lost Koulibaly the whole time. Now, we fared well during that point, during that month and a half, 6 games, whatever. We fared well. But we might not have fared well. And I don't blame him for being upset by that. Now, did he come off disrespectful? 100%. Did he come off like a dick? Like I said in my initial tweet? No. You can't say that, ADL. You can't say that, man. But I took a step back. I got to watch the whole video. And my man, the host, just snuck that right in. No one was about to talk about the AFCON.
Nobody. AFCON, that's what I'm saying.
He snuck that right in. And listen, I understand you got to keep it cool, keep it calm. But when you're asked a question in the middle of a debate like this, it's instinctful to speak. And right. Nobody here owns a football club. And nobody here was given that opportunity, so nobody here could really relate. I can't relate. I don't know what I would have said in that time. So he said what he said. Now, was it wrong? Of course it was wrong. Of course. But also, Ralph, like you mentioned this to me in private or whatever, right? That doesn't mean what he said about making players sign a waiver to denounce the AFCON. That doesn't mean that plan was put into action that moment. Like, nobody said, oh, ADL just signed the deal saying that he's not, ADL is telling people that's how he's running the club. Nobody made that concrete when he said that on Wall Street Italia. It's not like that's what happened. So, and also, people are looking at the team photo after he made those comments. I believe it was a game against Girona. And someone made a mention of Anguissa. Look at Anguissa. Doesn't even look like he wants to be there. Look at half the other team were caught not smiling. And look at Victor Osimhen. Smiling cheek to cheek. So I don't subscribe to the fact that this is a problem in the locker room, and it's a problem, period. I don't think it's a problem. Everybody knows ADL speaks his mind, and it gets him in trouble. And he needs to curb some of the things he says for sure. And I don't believe it's disrespectful to the tournament. I just believe he's pissed about the timing of the tournament, and I can't blame him. I can't. And I'll say this too, Ralph. Hold on, really quick.
Okay.
I'll say this. It's something that you just said just now.
Okay.
I didn't even think of. Lost in translation.
Right.
Lost in translation. Right.
Right.
Not only was the message lost in translation, but the articles, headlines that most people don't click, read that and think Italy, racism, ADL, when in fact, Napoli and ADL were the biggest proponents of anti-racism with Koulibaly.
Right.
What happened to hashtag Sono tutto Koulibaly? What happened to that?
Fair.
Right?
Fair enough.
Okay. Lost in translation. I had numerous encounters with another individual of different culture. Let's just say that. Him and I get into it because of the way he spoke.
He's an asshole.
And the way he typed, because it was on Twitter or whatever, And his answer was, I apologize. It came off like that. That's not what I meant. I'm from so-and-so. This is how we speak. Mm. So that same person being upset with ADL and what the message came across, if I were to say to him, you know what, maybe the whole thing was lost in translation. You got to watch the video. Will they respond the same way, or will they react to it like, oh, ADL's a racist and doesn't care about Africans? He never once said that. Never once said that.
So Rafa, let me interrupt. I'm gonna play, I guess, devil's advocate, or
sure. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna counter you, because here's how I feel. Now, I don't feel this was a racist comment. I feel it was misplaced. I think it was stupid. I'm with Dom in the sense that that right here, you can make your club unattractive for possible African signings. Agreed. If they're going to use that against you, it's in the future, it's going to be hard. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, like, also, I mean, to rebuttal this, we've also had, like, I think last season, like five African nationals on our team. So I don't like, and it's coming, guys, just wait. I don't like the headlines, what they did. Napoli owner says, I will not sign Africans. I mean, come on. You know well that the media uses these things to get clicks. And I think it's shameful,
Shameful.
Very shameful. I just don't like it. I don't think it's fair to Africans. I don't think it's fair to anybody that they're exploiting these things to get fucking clicks. Like, no, they didn't say it was racist. They didn't come out and say racist owner says this, but come on. You read a headline like that, you know what it's alluding to. You're clicking on that button because you're going to think that this, crazy old Roman started throwing bombs against people of color. That I don't like. However, we have to understand something. And I'm not too sure about climate and things like that in Africa, but from what I do understand, it's fucking hot in the summer and it's difficult to play. We saw the water break thing kind of get implemented during the South African World Cup. We saw that Qatar was moved to the winter just to accommodate them because it's so hot in the summer. So we have to.
That was the Brazilian World Cup. No, was it the Brazilian?
No,
South Africa.
South Africa.
It was South Africa. Yeah.
And now with Qatar, they moved the World Cup. All right, to cater to the fact that it was just too hot for the summer. So we have to ask ourselves, if we're going to start, if soccer is globalizing, is getting bigger, and now we're going to start including, like players from Africa, and getting the continent more involved. I mean, AFCON has been going on for a long while.
It has. But the quality of African play has become so
has
much
also
better.
gone better, right?
You got
it's almost like they're a victim
in the world from Africa now.
Right. It's almost like they're a victim of their own success, almost. Sure. I mean, so I think that's, if anything, that's a compliment. The fact that like now they're getting so good and they're being picked up by so many other teams that having a tournament in the winter can be problematic. But the thing is, if we're going to globalize, and there's a true problem of playing in the summer, these tournaments in the summer in Africa, then maybe we have to restructure how we do things if we need to evolve, right? Some things sometimes change. Soccer is not one of those sports that likes to change anything. I mean, VAR came out, you went apeshit crazy. 5 substitutes, apeshit crazy. They want to do little changes. Everybody goes apeshit crazy for change. It's like it's like as if soccer can't handle evolution. Well, guess what, soccer? If we're going to start including African players, which is great, onto these major teams, we might have to think how we do business. And I understand ADL's complaint about sending over. I understand his argument rather of what's up, Christopher? Let me say hi, Christopher, a good kid. I understand ADL's complaint about, their teams basically financing this. Like you're paying the players as a business, and you're taking all the risk, while all these other all these other organizations like UEFA, FIFA, and all that earning all the money, and there's no guarantee for the player. There's no protection for the team. Nothing. That is a big ask. I'm sorry. It is a big ask. All right. You want to start? I'm sorry, but if we're going to start paying players $8, $9 million, $10 million, what did Maradona get paid in our times? Maradona got paid like fucking, like what? Like to $8 million, something along those lines in today's money. The legend. We're handing out $8 million contracts like nothing. We're doing $120 million transfer fees like it's normal. Okay, so I understand we have to be more sensitive. I understand we have to change the way how we do things. We want to keep everything inclusive, but we also have to understand that these clubs are taking risks. And I think FIFA's taking advantage. I think UEFA takes advantage. They earn billions of dollars. Yeah. And that's what ADL was saying, is like, who does this benefit? Who is this benefiting? Because it's not benefiting clubs. And I agree with that argument, but we need to be sensitive to the fact that, one, you can't say shit like that. You can't make an empty threat. You need to sign, or else you're not. ADL, you can't talk like that. This is you stepped into a different. This is not the fucking movie theater. This is a different world, and you got to be careful when you say things like that. All right, because like the people are saying in the comments right now, it hurts your image. It hurts your club. Everything backfired on you. So you got to be careful. But at the same time, we have to understand what he's saying. FIFA can't just put games on top of games, on top new nations leagues and more friendlies, and now the South American Cup and the African Cup and this cup, and players are getting thrown all over. Yo, Lozano went to the CONCACAF and almost died.
Yeah.
Dominic, you're out there. Don Bronx. Lozano almost died, bro. Not on Sao Paulo, but in South America. And we lost him for last year. His form, everything dipped, everything went against him. He wasn't the same player last year, you know it. And I think it had to do with a lot of what he experienced there. Now, hey, listen, this is the risk we take as players, right? I mean, they could get injured, but the fact is that they're doing it on the dime of the club to support another organization, and I think that's wrong. But I think soccer, FIFA, UEFA, all the federations, all the continents, they need to sit on a big round table and figure it all out and make it inclusive for everybody, make it fair for the clubs, make it beneficial for the players.
Right.
And let's make the world go round, and let's include everybody. And I think that's a fair thing. But ADL, you're going to be held accountable for everything you say. So when people attack you for the shit, don't be surprised. If your approval rating is dropping, guess what? That's your fault. And if you haven't learned in the 18 okay, you've been doing. If I do something for 18 years, I become an expert. Mm-hmm. You need to do the same.
Can I say one last thing?
Last thing, and then we'll end with the.
And then we gotta go. Right. Here's the thing. Okay. I was also a proponent of, we need to make a change, right? In our personal chat on Twitter, Ralph, our big chat that we're in, right? I made a comment that, something has to change then. Maybe we should change something. And I was getting a little overwhelmed, so I stopped speaking. I stopped because it was a lot against the little. I was a little outnumbered. Fine. And I respect that. That's when I said, washing my hands of it. But here's what I said. Maybe we need to make a change. So one person, I'm going to call him out, it's Salad. He said to me, why should we change? Why should we change? Because it benefits you. Meaning, why should the African Cup of Nations change? So it benefits the European and the clubs and all that, right? Mm-hmm. And he's very strong about the African game, which is great. I love it. But I didn't get a chance to elaborate, and maybe this is a solution. Maybe not a total change. First of all, yes, a change needs to be made. Yes, I will stand by that. Mm-hmm. But maybe a compromise, Ralphie. A compromise. If UEFA and FIFA are over here, and AFCON is over here, right? You look at the previous AFCONs, right? It's every 2 years. From 1957 to now, it's every 2 years, with a couple of them being every 3 years. One was 2 years in a row to change stuff
all
up.
right.
Maybe we ask, or we have UEFA and FIFA ask AFCON, African Cup, CAF, to change it to every 4 years to coincide with the Euro. So it's every 4 years, right?
Okay.
But also, we can't have it in the summer, because if we have it in the summer, there's certain countries that can't hold it, and it's not fair to Africa to be able to spread it around the continent, right? That's the case, because I'll tell you what, next edition of the AFCON is in the winter, but the edition after that is in the summer because it's in a country that can hold the climate.
Okay.
So we're bitching about this tournament that's not always in the winter. It was in the winter last in 2015 when we lost Koulibaly and Albiol had to fend for himself, right? Then in 2017. Then in 2019, it was in the summertime. Koulibaly missed the trip to the U.S., which 3 years ago today we were on this trip. He missed the trip to the U.S. because that's when that tournament was, in 2019. And then now this edition of the tournament was in 21, and it was in the winter, blah, 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 what have you. Or it was actually in 22 because of the fact that of COVID, they couldn't have it, so it was in 22. Now they moved it to every 2 years again. Maybe we have it every 4 years, but be able to play it in the winter so Africa can take care of their nations and spread it around. And in that season, we have to stop the leagues for the duration of the AFCON. We did it for the World Cup. We should do it for the AFCON and respect them. Now, it's not every 2 years. It's every 4 years. So every 4 years, we're going to have to deal with it.
Fine. Fair. I mean, whatever it is. By the way, Josh T was the person I was mentioning earlier, who was in the Discord talking about he is an African American Napoli fan, and I was appreciative of him coming out and saying how he felt, because it's important to me to know what people of color or African Americans have to say about this. Like, I want to know, because shit, like, let's keep it real here. But so either way, Rafa, I agree. Some type of, like, I'll just leave it up here. If both sides can meet in the middle, perfezione.
That's
I agree.
It. Come up
I
with
think
a
everybody
solution.
has an argument. However, ADL cannot say shit like that. Not because they're African or not. I don't care if it's against a European or a South American or an African or an Asian. I don't care. You cannot force players to sign contracts to come play for your team. Right. Or that say they won't play
like stipulations in the contract.
Yeah.
Saying,
now,
okay,
that's not official, Dom. So I know it's not official. It's not happening until this becomes official policy. Then whatever. But either way, you cannot speak like that. You cannot. It's a bad look, Rafa.
I'll tell you with 100% conviction, Victor Osimhen will play for Nigeria. 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's with 100% confidence.
This is what I'm afraid of. I'm going to read this comment, then, guys, we're going to ship off to the main rant, because we're going to might have to cut that short. But there's no way a compromise is happening soon. This is what I fear. Pasquale says, and this is what Ralph Biz fears. Guys, there's no way a compromise is happening soon. Some people are making money off the current setup, and they aren't coming to the table for that. And this is what also ADL says. Who does it benefit? Who benefits? And this is, I think this was his main argument. So let's hope it works out, guys. And let's hope this guy can just fucking not say stupid shit like that again. All right, guys, we're getting to the main rant. We will touch on it. Maybe we'll spend like 10, 15 more minutes here. But the main rant was Napoli Mercato. Are we cutting it close, Rafa? Important question, guys. Important question. We know ADL got a big mouth, but does he got a big pen with a lot of ink in it to get these signatures on these contracts, Rafa?
Yeah.
I mean, lots of names out there, man.
Lots of names. Here's the deal, okay? Last week I said this week things had to happen. That week came and went, and nothing happened. Negotiations continued with Raspadori, fine. And maybe now we're closer than ever to getting him, and that's fine too. I think supposedly in the next coming days it's going to happen. It looks like we wrapped up Sirigu. That's great. The keeper situation, Fabian. You remember last week we were talking about, oh, there's probably a deal being formed with Real Madrid. Never mind that. Here comes PSG, right? And normally I would say we're going to be okay. Because we have time, September 1st, don't forget, September 1st, right? But the season starts in 7 days from... Bro, next Monday's rant is going to be about the match that we just played. Verona Napoli. You guys understand that? One more week and the season starts. That means, right, if we don't deal off Meret, he's starting in goal.
Sorry.
If we don't get Raspadori, we're starting in that 4-3-3 that everyone's not really comfortable with. If we don't deal Fabian, he's going to play. Maybe we'll have him on the bench because he won't play because the deal is coming through. But the things had to have, like, there's no time now to get this team to gel before the season starts with the newer signings, the late signings. And I understand late signings happen, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. But now we have a little bit of an issue because never before have we started the season this early with so many games before the end of the Mercato. So while I have full confidence that every player that we all want is coming, don't worry, guys, they're coming. I'm a little about the fact that it hasn't happened yet. And now, apparently, ADL is waiting on Fabian to be sold to get Raspadori. It's like, okay, well, what if we didn't sell Fabian? Would we have to wait till September 1st? Like, what's going on, you know? I get his model. I get it. But it's got to happen sooner, man. I mean...
But didn't ADL keep trying to get Fabian to re-sign, and that's kind of like why we're at where we're at? I mean...
Maybe. But
the guy got another...
The thing is that nobody reached out to Napoli for a deal. Nobody really wanted Fabian. Now all of a sudden, here comes PSG. You know, so I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's really bothering me that we haven't signed any of these players. At least, if we at least had signed them, like by the time we had our last rant last week, they could have played one friendly. You know what I mean? They could have had a couple days to gel a little bit, even. You know, and I understand there's a lot of season to play, and we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Don't get me wrong, but it's really bothering me that these things haven't happened yet. And not for nothing, ADL is notorious for signing quickly, and he did. He signed Kvara, he signed Oliveira, he re-signed. He sealed up Anguissa. He got Kim in to do the training. I get it. He did his job, but we have holes in our squad and we need them plugged, and they're not being plugged until the start. Like if it was maybe 2 weeks out to the start of the season, I'd still be fine. But you know, we have a tough opponent in Verona. You know what I mean?
Rafa, where was it? Joey said, I put it up, but I don't think we're cutting it close. The market is still the same duration. Season just starts earlier.
Yes, but we're cutting it close to the start of the season without with question marks in our squad.
I get it, Rafa, but now to just counter you a little bit here, I mean, we're not given the opportunity of having a full month to do what we got to do because we need to start early because the World Cup had to be held in the winter. I mean, even this was kind of what ADL was talking about. It's like, who does this benefit? You know, and it's the teams, because it's not only our market, it's everybody's market. Now we'll probably, never mind. But everybody's market is kind of like screwed up right now because they're going to have to start quite possibly without being complete. So this is not an exclusive Napoli problem. Now, I understand what you're saying. I think the frustration here is the fact that we read all these names, but we didn't see all these signatures. So it's like, well, what's going on here? You know, are we going to get Raspadori? Are we going to get Simeone? Is Petagna going to Monza? What's the hold up there? Are we going to get another goalie? Is this thing with PSG now all of a sudden 25 million for Fabian? Is that going to happen? So, like, we're being kept on a string, and it's frustrating, Rafa. So I get it, but this is what happens when you kind of change the order of things, And I'm not sure if I'm not even going to say was Napoli ready or not ready, because now I'm starting to understand why they went after a couple of players they did so early, between Cavada, between Oliveira. Like those were real holes that we needed to plug, because Insigne was gone, Gulam was gone. I think negotiations with Koulibaly were, even though they finalized as of recent, I'm pretty sure they had an idea, hence why they probably had Ostergaard and Kim Lane in the cut ready to go. Because you saw once a player went out, we got a new player in immediately. And I think that might be the holdup. I think that is ADL's game plan. Like it or not, I'm just saying he seems to want to get somebody out before we bring somebody in. We still got Unas on the bench. We Politano and Lozano are going to play. They're still there. Petagna, as of now, hasn't left. So ADL, he's just not going to go out and buy anymore until he can get rid of some. I understand now this deal with the goalie, because he can probably lend Meret to Spezia and so forth, or sell him off, and then we'll get Navas. Fine. And I think with Spalletti being so, what's the word, Rafa? So insistent on getting this goalie, ADL might give it to him. And I think he's been pretty good with giving Spalletti what he asked for when it's reasonable. Like you said a couple times last few episodes, Rafa, when it's reasonable, the signatures will come.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see him. I'm nervous too. I'm not going to lie. I haven't experienced this. I don't know what this team is going to look like next week. I don't know what the lineup's going to look like. I don't know how our play is going to look like.
Let's think
Are
about
we gelling?
That,
are we incomplete?
Yeah. It was Vincenzo gave us the 11, right? So as of now, the 11, right?
Right.
Meret in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Rui, Kim, Ramani, Di Lorenzo, right? Fabian, Anguissa, Zielinski,
mm-hmm.
Lozano, Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're going in a 4, that's what we're gonna do. If we're going a 4-3-3, maybe we go Lobotka, Fabian, Anguissa. I don't know.
Okay.
Like that could be the lineup, but there's a question. Like everybody said, there's question marks. Is Fabian going to play because of this deal? Is Raspadori going to play? They play Juventus. I believe they play Juventus. Let me check that. Sassuolo, you believe that irony? Sassuolo Juventus game 1.
Is it? I think it is. Some of the few people said that, right? I think you're right.
I think it is, man. Juve Sassuolo game 1. Monday night, August 15th. So if he's, by the way, Sassuolo got eliminated from Coppa Italia today by Modena 3-1. Raspadori started.
You want the
one of the worst games I ever saw him play.
Rafa, you want the definition of a true proponent mid-table team? That's fucking Sassuolo, not Napoli.
I
hate when people say that.
I hate it.
Sassuolo.
I hate it.
Sassuolo is your example of a mid-table team who just sells players, who don't give a shit. They tweak for the fucking Juve and these other guys. They give us a hard time. Don't forget, Carnivali or Carnival, whatever the hell his stupid name is, went ahead and said, told Raspadori, okay? He told Raspadori, listen, don't leave. We'll give you a little bit more money, and then we'll promise to sell you next year. I mean, what the hell is that? I mean, that's straight up like, nah, we don't want you to go to Napoli. No, go to Napoli. We giving you the money, and then you leave it next year to Juve or probably some shit like that. So I don't think this is all ADL's fault per se. Christopher, you asked about delaying paperwork. This was a tax thing, by the way, Christopher. Look it up. It was some tax issue. That's why it got delayed. But at the end of the day, we got him in. So they just had to figure all that out.
I told everybody Sassuolo sucks. Who was it? It was Steven DeVito who messaged me privately saying, "Hey, what do you think of this Raspadori talk?" At first, I was like, "Ain't happening. No way. Get it out of your head. Sassuolo does not do business with Napoli. He's going to make it very difficult," and they are. Vincenzo, the only reason Raspadori will be ours this week is because Raspadori has come out and said, "I only want Napoli. I don't want Juventus. I don't want anyone else but Napoli." So they have no choice. Now they're holding it there. I wouldn't be surprised. I know all signs and indications point to him this week. That's only because they're going to sign Pinamonti, right? If they weren't going to sign Pinamonti, you bet your ass Sassuolo would wait till September until August 31st. Remember when we tried to get Politano in January and the facts didn't go through, quote unquote, in time? That was with Sassuolo. And I guarantee you, if Sassuolo were not on the brink of signing Pinamonti, there would be no chance Napoli would have Raspadori for the first 4 matches of the season.
Right.
And we would have to wait till August 31 at 5:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a fax to go through, because that's how backwards Italy is. Faxing still.
They're still faxing.
Give me a fucking break.
Somebody call Peter Scala, man. Get him a deal on a fucking really fast fax machine or something.
Sassuolo could go to hell and get ranked bankrupt for all I care. They can really. I hate that team. I love a lot of the players on that team. I really do. I can't stand that owner. They're like neck and neck with Juventus for me. They really are. They're becoming my second hated team in Italy.
You know what, too? I think I feel like Raspadori knows if he goes to Juve, he's just going to turn into Jovinko. Basically, he's going to sit. They're not going to use him because Juve, they do that at times. They'll just snatch up a player so he won't go to another team. He knows if he comes to Napoli, one, he gets a chance at Champions League. And feel how you want to feel about Napoli and ADL. We're a much better team than Sassuolo. We're not a mid-table team. We don't have a Scudetto. We're not the fucking, the best PR in the world. But we're a fucking competitive team, and I'll die by that statement. I don't give a shit, okay? But he knows he's coming to a better team. He knows he's coming to people who want to compete in the top tier of football. And more importantly, he knows he's going to become a superstar on this team. He knows if he performs, he does well, he gets the playing time, he gets the love, he gets the attention, and he sits on a throne. He knows that's not happening in Juve. In Juve, he gets lost on the bench, or he gets lost in the numbers, or what have you. Okay, so that's a testament to what Napoli has become and what we can do and how we can still attract players despite the fucking most obnoxious loudmouth owning the team. So it's a real testament. So you can imagine maybe if ADL just shut up a little bit, what Napoli could really become a powerhouse. Powerhouse. And if Serie A, picks up, just gets rolling and makes cut some better deals out there to bring some more money to the league, let me tell you something. Napoli becomes a powerhouse overnight. But let's see what happened, guys. I mean,
C bar chat in the chat room. He just said that Raspadori's price came down today. I see what he's saying. He brought down his own. Bell. I get it.
Sitting there, he's setting up.
Sassuolo decided to start Raspadori in Coppa Italia today, and what he's saying is he purposely sucked to bring his price down. Now Napoli is saying, look at this guy, look at his last performance, because you're only as good as your last performance, right? So he's saying that he brought his own price down because it was a really bad outing for him today. Yeah. He wasn't interested, he wasn't involved.
He knew he wasn't trying to get hurt. He wasn't trying.
But as of 5 hours ago, which is after the game, right? I am reading here that Carnevali, the director, like you said, says Raspadori isn't far away from Napoli. It's not far away. So it's happening. I really, 100% it's because they're getting Pinamonti in. Pinamonti's coming in from Inter. There you go.
A paper company.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, as far as our main rant today is concerned, I really just wanted to kind of get it off my chest that I can criticize ADL every now and then.
Yes, I can.
I can. And you know what, Ralph? You showed me a different insight, and I learned something from this rant today.
Okay.
Because what you said makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of factors that have to do with this Mercato that are out of Napoli's control, out of ADL's control. I get it. But, you know, we knew that coming in, and I feel like ADL could have been a little more prepared for that. Even though he did adequately replace the players that were leaving and that we knew were leaving at the beginning of the season. And he had to see if Mertens was going to sign. And he had to see if Koulibaly was going to get sold. And he had to see what's going on with Fabian and his contract. And he had to see with the interest with Zielinski. And all that stuff is a factor. I get it. But I'm really... And I don't want to worry about other teams because I don't worry about the other teams.
Okay.
I don't. But most of the other teams got their shit together, man. You know, like they do.
Well, I know. Well, I mean, you know, I guess bad timing for a rebuild, I guess. But I'm gonna put a little closing music, guys, so we're gonna head out soon. Some rock back there. I hope it's not too loud for everybody. I'll just put it up a touch there. I wanted to just share something before we go, just to show you guys. We did this really cool thing. While we're waiting here, let's get a Forza Napoli Sempre going in the chat. All right, hold on here. I got a bunch of buttons I got to press. Forza. Oh, no, I already wrote it. But okay.
Well, listen, while you get that taken care of, everybody check out the chat here. If you can scroll up, we left the FFB fantasy info in the chat on YouTube. We're gonna leave it on the everywhere else you can find information on the show. We'll put it on the show notes. We'll put it in the Discord. We'll put it on Twitter. We'll retweet it from Far From Vesuvius. Check it out. SerieA.com, SerieAFantasy.com. League code is in the chat, so check that out.
Yes.
Also, before while this thing loads up, because I don't see anything here, Ralph. I don't know.
You don't see the picture?
I don't see the picture.
It's up there, bro. I think you're lagging a bit.
Salvatore is asking, where's this Discord info? So I don't know what's going on.
Guys, all right, let me talk about that. You see a little picture up here, the Napoli Rant Discord. What I did was I wanted something to get more people involved, to get in on these rants a little bit, to kind of get a general idea of what people, like what's on your mind, so we can talk about it, so we could bring it here to the show, and so we can have kind of a general understanding of everybody's feelings. So we made this Napoli Discord. Now, we'd like everybody to participate. The link is in our Twitter. It's on our Twitter. What's it called? Our Twitter profile, basically, right under the description. It's in there. If you're having any issues, you can DM me. You can hit me up on Facebook. You can hit us up on Twitter at the Napoli Rant, and join us there. We'll have a rant of the week, so we can get it, so you can get in on those discussions. We have a general rant in there. There's a few other things coming up. I want to post some news. I certainly want to support all the other content creators, but this is just a space for everybody to kind of come and talk and be part of the show, whether you can be part of the live chat or you watch it on the replay. And especially for the people on the audio, it's a good place to participate.
Yes.
And talk. And straight up, I'll even say full disclosure, like it's a place for people to come and talk, chill, and to respect each other. I don't tolerate disrespect amongst Napoli fans. I don't do it to you. I don't want you to do it to me, and I don't want you to do it to anybody else is in there. You come hard, you lay it out, but no toxicity. No toxicity. But all good vibes, man. And hype, one more week. Let's go, Zeno. Let me get the Forza Napoli. I want to get everybody's out here, Rafa.
Pasquale says the Discord's great. There's not a lot of Strunzi in there.
It's not. It's good. Pasquale, a longtime member of our Discord here. Let me get him up there. Forza Napoli, thank you, Pasquale. Salvatore, Forza Napoli, another big member of our Discord. Vincenzo Bartiglio, Forza Napoli. Always great to have you here. Campioni FNS, new guy here, I think, man. Good to see you.
I've seen him. I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen him in.
Killer Cam.
Killer Cam.
BX, Raul, Dominic, Forza Napoli sempre. Scoundrel Pill, always good to have you in here.
You like my hat, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, by the way, if you can still find it, but I don't think so. Josh T,
it's hard to find.
New member of the Discord. Thank you. I appreciate your input, man. Joey, me and Joey had a good conversation yesterday. He's coming around. Joey Cobbs, bro. A lot of Joey's up in the end.
I wore the hat because I wore the shirt. I wore the shirt because someone said that they wish Napoli did the third kit, something along the lines of the district Kappa combat jersey.
We didn't know.
They're not really fond of the third kit. I like it. I think it's cool. I mean,
I bought the first kit, bro.
You did.
It's coming.
All right, mine are being purchased this week. I'm buying them this week. Got it.
Let me see. I think I can. I'm gonna try to put the link before we go.
Yeah. By the way, Ralph, I didn't see the photo on the screen on my computer screen, but it 100% was there. Because there you go. I love the logo. The Napoli Rant Discord logo is pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah, just a little something here. Let me see if it works. I put it up in the chat. Let me know if it comes out, guys.
There it is.
Bingo, bango.
There it is.
Discord won't be ready next week. I think we'll be all right. I want a kit, but I'm waiting to pull up a number on it. It's true. I went blank today because last year I got Insigne, Mertens, and Koulibaly, and now they're all gone. So I feel like
Link works, Ralphie boy. Link works.
All right, cool. Yeah, the link works, guys. You can check it out in there. Join us again, man. All positive vibes, and we really would love for you to participate. But that is all the time. No bubbles on the kits. Little lines, but no bubbles yet. We don't know, bro. Who knows? We have fire.
We don't know what's coming.
I don't know, man. I think maybe they do like the Captain Planet element shit, and this year we're gonna get air or something, bro. But anyway, guys, thank you again. Thank you to everybody in chat. Thank you to everybody listening on the replay. Rafa, great show as always. Lots of fun.
Thank you, Ralphie boy.
Lots of fun. Fingers crossed. Let's hope to get these signing guys. Next week we start the season. It's going to be a blast. I feel like maybe off to a slow start. We'll talk about it. I think we're going to talk a lot about it next Monday and maybe make some more predictions and things like that. Yeah. Rafa?
Ralph, I have one last question for you before we go.
Yes.
One last question.
Once, but I was drunk.
Chin Chin, are you going to be at the very first Tri-State Napoli Club meeting for the 2022-23 season? Will you be there next Monday?
I will give my official confirmation in the next couple days, but it's looking like it. I'll say that much. Definitely looking like it.
I will officially be in attendance. I am going.
So I'm going.
So if you need,
okay, I gotta go. Gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out.
Well, listen, it's a Monday. It is
a Monday.
It's Monday afternoon.
Get some great content for the show, right?
Yeah. Well, let's get some content. Maybe we surprise people in the middle of the week. Who knows?
Word.
Let's see, with some more announcements.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, but until then, guys, Forza Napoli sempre, and we'll see you again next week.
Ciao.
Ciao.